Hi children, good morning. Welcome back to our session. What is our topic is going on children? It's the light chapter. Is it? Yes. So in the light chapter, previous class, what we have learned about the eye, structure of the eye and what are the parts it is having. We have studied about that. Is it? Yes. Today, let me start our chapter, that is the light, and here one small activity I am going to show for you, that is bird in the cage. Bird in the cage. What is that? Bird in the cage. What is that, ma'am? Means, so actually it is, if you see the cage, inside of that there will be no bird, but if you are going on rotating that, we will assume that it is having, in that cage the bird is having. So that is only here I will show through a small activity. First of all, watch this activity and let me come back to our topic. Okay. So what is that? Bird in the cage. See children. Come back. Let me back to our topic. Have you seen? Yes. So while it is rotating, we will see that the bird is in the cage. Actually, it is not. That is also one of the thing which we are going to see in that. Is it? Yes. Then let me go for next topic is visually impaired persons can read and write. What is that? The blind people. The blind, not only we people, we can see all the beauty of our nature, but they can't see, they can write, they can read, they can know by how? Let me see. So those people, they use the brain very concentrated, not like our people. Is it? So we'll feel very proud that we can see all the things, we can hear whatever we want, we can do. But like those usually, that means the blind people, so they cannot see, but they can read and write. Those people only we call it as the visually challenged persons. So what is the Braille system? What is the Braille system? This Braille system is nothing but it was introduced by our Louis Braille. So he is one of the person at 3 years age. He is also become as the blind. After that he has invented the Braille. So it's one of the language that those visually unchallenged, physically challenged people, which they can see and they can write it. So he has published in the year of 1821, but it is adapted in 1932. So in this, it will be like this. This one we call it as the dotted patterns. So what is this? Dotted patterns. So totally 1, 2, 3. Like this, 3 rows and 2 columns we are having. So in this, the dots, like this, dots patterns we are going to use it. So totally how many dotted patterns are there? Means 63 dotted patterns are there in this Braille. So how they can identify? So here I have written the 2 dots, and afterwards, so this resembles what? C, and only 1 you are having. So this one resembles what? A, and here only 1 dash, and remaining you are having the dots, and at last you are having 1 dot. So this is T. So they can touch these dots and they can easily identify the alphabets. Not only for us, for those people also, by using all the alphabets and numericals also, or they are not only the alphabets, numericals, children, punctuations also they are having. Question mark, comma, full stop, they can identify by using of this Braille. So here the word we got is nothing but the cat. Is it? Have you seen the Braille? I can show you the picture. He is one of the greatest person that he made by using of the Braille to read and write for the visually challenged persons. Okay. So by this we have completed our light chapter. Then I can show you a small video regarding this Braille. Watch this video and let me stop with this session, and tomorrow let me go for the new topic. Okay, thank you, children.
That you see on your screen is of a person named Louis Braille. At the age of 3, he had injured his eyes, leaving him completely blind. Yes, he sadly lost his sense of vision. Being a bright and inquisitive child, he continued his education and invented an interesting system which is today known as the Braille system. This is the system for visually handicapped people as it helps them to read and write. Let us study more about the system. This basic structure of the system starts with the Braille cell. As you can see, it's a cell with 6 dots arranged in 3 rows and 2 columns. These cells are named as 1, 2, 3 from top to bottom on the left and 4, 5, 6 from top to bottom on the right. Now on a piece of paper, some or all of these dots are slightly raised about their position. This is for the visually handicapped people to feel these dots using their sense of touch. So this was just one Braille cell. There are many on the piece of paper that can be used to form long sentences and numbers. The dot height, cell size and cell spacing are uniform throughout. Coming back to the single cell, how many patterns do you think can be formed from one single cell? This can be one pattern, this can be another, this is one more, and so on. How many patterns do you think can be formed? There are a total of 63 dot patterns that can be formed. If we assume no dots raised to be one pattern, then 64 patterns can be formed. Each dot pattern can represent letters, combination of letters, a full word or some symbol. Here is the list of the combination of dots representing the things mentioned above. For example, the letter A is represented by this cell. Only the first dot is raised in this case. Similarly, the letter J is represented by this with these 3 dots raised. The dots 2, 4 and 5 are raised. So this is the set of patterns we have for the English alphabet. 26 such patterns. But now I want you to observe something interesting. Look at the pattern for the digit 1 and the letter A. Aren't they the same? How does the visually handicapped person know whether it's an A or 1? For that, look at this pattern which says number follows. When we have this pattern in front of a pattern, it tells us that a number follows. So this here tells us that we are talking about the digit 1 and not the letter A. Similarly, this would be the digit 2 and so on. Why do we need to have these preceding patterns? Why can't we just have different patterns for numbers? That's because we have limited patterns. Only 64 if you remember. So just with this one pattern of number follows, we saved 10 more patterns for the digits 0 to 9. We also have patterns for punctuations and signs. You can see that this cell represents the question mark sign, whereas this cell represents plus sign. Braille system is the most popular system for the visually challenged people used across the world. Braille text can be produced by hand, or nowadays it is produced using specific typewriters as well.